Welcome to Cover Avenue number 2. I'm going to make 2 videos, this being one of the final videos. This is a martial art video about myself and what's going on in my near future and upcoming videos that I intend on making. Alright, so to my 67 followers, first let me thank you for being here. And even if you're not watching, at least you subscribe, so thank you for that. Because that's the most important thing. If as long as I got some subscribers, it really doesn't matter if you watch me or not. The way this place actually is working, I've been doing this for like 19 years without so much as a break or as a change or as a chance. And I initially turned to YouTube because I thought that when I got started, before my shit got stolen, that it would be the ultimate doorway to fame, the background door. And it has not worked out in my favor at one solitary bit. And that's fine. Things happen for a reason. That's the story I have to keep telling myself. I'm not quitting. I'm on the cusp of either giving completely up. We're about to make one hell of a breakthrough. We're praying for the hell of a breakthrough. So, as a martial artist, I wanted to get out here earlier and make all kinds of martial art films and shit. And everything went to hell in a handbasket in 2010 when I lost my girlfriend, I joined the army, I got a new hip, doctors forbidding me to do Kung Fu for the last 3 years, or any martial art, and especially Wushu, no high risk, no flying, none of the things that I would normally have done. So, time has caught up and passed me by. There's a good chance that I may never make it, alright? I don't like to think that way, However, that demon is always on my back. That demon is always going to be there until I either break through or I completely give up. I suffer from depression, so it's kind of hard to stay positive when you're not getting anywhere. And like the harder you work, the harder you have to work. Or as the song says from Fall Out Boy, sometimes the only payoff for having any faith is being tested and tested again every day. That seems to be the story of my life. So as a martial artist, let me give y'all a rundown about me and why I do what I do, or what my hopes and dreams were that have slowly been shattered. Alright. Okay, they have been quickly shattered. Let's not joke around here. So I do Kung Fu. I did Snake, Crane, Tiger, Dragon, Mantis. Need I go on? I did multiple styles of Kung Fu. I do a little capoeira. I know a little bit of kickboxing. I know a little bit of Thai fighting. And there will be thousands of people who are going to do the same thing they've done to Frank Dukes, to me. They're going to say I'm a charlatan. And for that matter, I have nothing but respect for Frank Dukes, even if he's real or not real. And I have nothing but respect for martial arts in general. And I will say this, I've said this 1,000 times, and I'll say it 1,000 times more. If you don't believe that somebody's a martial artist, and as illegal as this is, go fight them. Now I did have a talk with a certain guy that I follow today who specifically stood out and said, yeah, that's a crime. It is assault. So even if he wins, he still loses. Which is true. Because there's no real way to challenge a school without it being in a competition. And then, a lot of people aren't really good sports when they get their ass kicked. Alright? And then there are things that, are beyond understanding if you are not an old school martial artist. Alright? And I'm going to say that because, a lot of people also try to debunk or delegitimize Bruce Lee. Alright? A lot of people try to do that. A lot of people trying to be the next Bruce Lee. A lot of people are telling people that the movie martial arts is bullshit and the real martial arts is bullshit and this is that and this is whatever. And I'm going to tell you, like I just said, if you don't think somebody's shit is good, you have options. Granted, they may give you a little bit of jail time if you really want to take that route. Or if you can find a sanctioned way for both of y'all to rumble without having somebody die, then do that. Put on the armor, put on the headgear, go to town. Put on the gloves, put on the protect, Because the only way you're really going to find out if somebody's good or if they're bullshit is to actually fight them. Alright? And again, like I said, it's illegal. So you're asking yourself for not only an assault charge and some time. You're asking yourself, is it really worth me getting beat the fuck up? Because you very well may find out the hard way that motherfucker's legit. I have never lost a street fight. Let me put that out there, right quick. I've never lost a street fight. I've lost a sparring match. If you've been watching, I talked about that on one of these videos. And my big sister beat my ass every day till I was 15 years old. So outside of that, outside of those two little snafus, I've never really had my ass beat up. Alright? I've been jumped on my job. I made a video about that. How my coworker stood all the way down at the bottom of Kegler's and watched me get jumped by two white fellas. So, I won that. I've been jumped in the projects once. I won that. I've jumped someone in the projects once. I was never a saint. I was in a gang for a day and a half, which involved me jumping someone, following my late cousin because he was from New York and I wanted to be bad and that shit. I was already a badass. I didn't need to be in a gang. When I realized that, I kind of laid off doing dumb shit. But before I did that, I did not knock you out. So for those who don't know what that is, let me explain that to you because it is a form of street fighting. If you are a kid of a particular age and you are coming from a particular neighborhood and you didn't think you could beat somebody's ass, in wrestling they call it the surprise attack. In the real world we call it, I'm going to knock on your door, I'm going to ask for you, you're going to come down the steps, I'm going to mack you in your doorway, and I'm going to fucking run. I've done that at least 3 times. Sorry, Bobby. I didn't think I could beat him. I really didn't. That's why people don't like honesty. And if you're not sure you can beat somebody, there's 2 ways to avoid a problem. 1, avoid that person at all times. And 2, either take an ass whooping or give one. That's pretty much it. Now, you're either going to take an ass whooping when you fight the guy, or you're going to give him an ass whooping. And 9 times out of 10, you're probably fighting over some shit that don't even fucking matter. But, male egos, man. Male egos. Which is also why I said if I ever opened up a school, I would teach boys from the age of 7 to 16, they're done. Girls, I would teach until they're 18 or 21. Not because I need a date, but because women need that extra oomph. Excuse me. Since my style is based in Wing Chun, it's not traditional Wing Chun. Because if you know anything about me, and I've said this 1,000 times, I started off with freestyle karate. There were no katas. I learned how to use weapons. I learned how to fight. I learned how to kick, and I learned how to punch. That was it. There was no here, Tosan, punch, left, punch, right, punch, and then you do that shit again, and by the end of the day, you're doing a damn star. Oh, excuse me, that's Tung Gu for Taekwondo, but it was Tung Gu for Naharates. Tosan was the other one where you're just doing a fucking T, and that was Taekwondo for your yellow belt. Now again, all systems of schools are different. Y'all might do that and be getting green belts or some shit. Now, I was never taught katas until I did Taekwondo. So then I did research on Kung Fu. And karate and Kung Fu have this much difference. For karate, it's always block and then counter. With Kung Fu, it was block and counter. For Kempo, it's the same thing. Block, strike, because every block is a strike and every strike is a block. And Kempo is where I learned my pressure points. And I also had learned some before that. And the thing about learning martial arts is everything works if you can get through the guy you're fighting's defenses. Everything works. You just got to get through your opponent's defenses. So some of the shit you see in the movies, oh yeah, that shit will work. It's been watered down so it looks good. But yeah, you can use it. If you watch some of these videos on Taekwondo and stuff and you see the tournaments, they do use a tornado kick. I don't recommend you using that shit in the street, but for the tournaments, it's a controlled environment. You got your headgear, you got your cup, you got your arm pads, your elbow pads, your shin guards, you got everything you need. So, it's effective. But it's like points and stuff. Anybody who would tell you in the streets that the second you take your eye off me, you're done. It's the same thing like, okay, capoeira. Capoeira you can definitely use in the street. But the way to be a person who is a capoeira expert is to stop that ginga. Because the ginga, that little rhythm, if you can match it or you can stop it, when they get going, you're in trouble. But if you can stop it before they get going, you got them. But 9 times out of 10, capoeira is so unpredictable that, you really want to stop them before they get going. Because they do a whole bunch of acrobatic shit like wushu. So, I'll get into combating styles in a minute. But the thing with martial arts is, I have enough martial arts skills that it ain't too many people I can't fuck with. It ain't too many people whose asses I can't beat. And I have a strong thought process because people have always come to me, James, you ain't shit. You think you can beat everybody. And my policy is simple. I don't have to beat you to kill you. Alright? So people will laugh at that shit and they'll be like, shh, you ain't shit, motherfucker, you ain't shit. You lost a sparring match to a fucker from New York who never came back to fight you again. That's because he knew he woke up a sleeping dragon. Alright? That's a phrase that most Chinese martial artists know. Don't fuck with a sleeping dragon. It's the same thing Native Americans would tell you not to poke a bear with a stick. It's the same damn thing. Alright? He woke up a sleeping dragon and he knew it. That's why he wouldn't fight me no more. Even when he threatened me after my cousin's death, he left town. Clearly, he was not trying to fucking fight me. Because he would have showed up. If he was any kind of martial artist, he would have showed up. And he didn't. And then everybody kept telling me how he's ISK this and ISK that. And I'm like, okay, well, ISK and them wouldn't even let me in because they didn't have my weight class. Alright? This guy was like maybe 10 pounds heavier than me. About the same size. But they didn't have my weight class. They didn't have anything under 120 pounds. And I was under 120 pounds. I was like a $119 until I got out of freaking high school. So, anything under 120 pounds, they didn't have. In fact, they didn't have anything under 130 pounds. Go Google it. Same thing with Rec. Same thing with UFC. Same thing with other MMAs. They didn't have that shit. I'm going to have to make a second video because the dogs are going off.